Broadcasters Station of the Year. This is Western Mass News at 6 p.m.
Positive news in the race for COVID-19 vaccine. We hear from the head of Bay State Health after Pfizer reports their vaccine is shown to be 90% effective.
Plus a setback for athletes in Northampton. Reaction following the city's decision to suspend all sports until further notice.
West Springfield is seeing an uptick in car break-ins. I'm Sabrina Riley, and coming up, Western Mass News is getting the community's reaction and how you can help.
Encouraging news in the race for a coronavirus vaccine has many here in Western Mass talking. Good Monday evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Western Mass News at 6. I'm Chris Pisano.
And I'm Jordyn Jagolinzer. Pfizer today claims their shot is 90% effective in producing antibodies against the virus at the root of the pandemic. Western Mass News reporter Audrey Russo joins us live in Springfield with the details. Audrey?
Pfizer's study enrolled more than 40,000 people and so far has shown no serious safety concerns. Local health experts say that if Pfizer's numbers are accurate, this vaccine could be more effective than the flu shot. Pfizer and BioNTech have one of several vaccine candidates racing to fight COVID-19. Their formula appears to be pulling ahead in that race, with Pfizer announcing their vaccine proved 90% effective in generating an antibody response to the virus. The president of Bay State Health saying that's good news, but it's only half the battle.
It also has to be shown to be safe, too, free of side effects. And they have to persuade a scientific advisory panel.
The results surrounding the two-dose vaccine still need to be peer-reviewed. However, Mark Kerouac points out the 90% efficacy percentage reported by Pfizer is much higher than that of the flu shot.
When you look at a vaccine like flu vaccine, it's closer to 60-70% effective.
When it comes to the timeline, Kerouac tells Western Mass News the approval process and rollout could still take a few months.
I'm still sticking by my prediction, not that my crystal ball is any better than anybody else's, that it's going to be late spring before we start losing these things and seeing, only a trickle of cases from time to time.
5 years from now, he hopes that the threat of COVID-19 will be so diminished that the testing turnarounds and concerns we're seeing now will be a thing of the past.
When you come in today to Bay State with a flu-like disease, we test you for 20 different viruses. 5 years from now, that'll be 21. That'll include COVID-19.
According to Pfizer, those who received the vaccine were protected 7 days after getting the second dose, 28 days after getting the first dose. Live in Springfield, Audrey Russo for Western Mass News.
Audrey, thanks. We've seen some record-breaking temperatures the past few days.
So let's head over to our expert, first warning meteorologist Janna Brown. And Janna, how long can we expect these great temps to stick around?
Well, after today, we have 2 more days to go before we start getting back to reality, guys. 74 in November is definitely above normal for this time of year. And our actual high so far today has tied the previous record of 74 set back in 1975. And that's after breaking records the last 3 days. So taking a look at some currents, we've cooled off in a hurry. We're already down to 50 degrees. So after that sun completely set, with calm wind, dry air in place, and clear skies, temperatures are dropping fast. So looking across the map, we've got a lot of lower to middle 50s through the Berkshires, into the hill towns, and now throughout the Pioneer Valley as well. Everyone is cooling off in a hurry tonight. The station from where just not updating. You were definitely not still in the 70s. So we do have a clear sky. There's a couple of clouds across northern New England, but we should keep the clear sky overnight into the day tomorrow as well. However, do watch out for some patchy dense fog that may develop after midnight. Your evening planner showing clear skies. I have to update this because temps drop so quickly, but most of us will be dropping into the middle 40s by midnight. And then we've got the football game down a little bit farther to our south in New York tonight. 8 p.m. kickoff. Temperatures will be dropping back through the 50s, a little bit warmer there with breezes out of the southwest. By tomorrow morning, just about everybody will be in the middle to upper 30s. Once any fog burns off, we end up with another nice day. Sunshine and 70s expected for your Tuesday. We'll take a look at how the rest of the week shapes up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Janna, thank you. Taking a look now at the latest coronavirus numbers in the state over the past 5 days. The Mass Department of Public Health reporting 1,184 new cases today. That brings the total number of confirmed cases in the Bay State to nearly 168,000. The state also reporting 13 more deaths. The statewide death toll stands at more than 9,900. Student athletes across the state are getting used to the new normal during the coronavirus pandemic, but in a turn of events, Northampton has announced they're suspending sports and recreational activities for the time being.
This comes as the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association announced their latest guidance for the winter season. Western Mass News reporter Sarah Granelli is live with the very latest. Sarah?
Jordan, Chris, we spoke with a student athlete who says she was disappointed that she wanted to be able to finish her full season with her teammates. Student athletes in Western Mass and across the state look forward to spending time playing sports they love.
I've been playing field hockey for 8 years, 4 at the high school. I really like it because my teams has always had a really strong connection. Also, the sport, I feel powerful and really proud whenever I play.
Western Mass News spoke with Rachel Parent, captain of the field hockey team at Northampton High School. She says she was disappointed to hear that the city of Northampton has decided to suspend all sports and recreational activities until further notice. She says as a senior, she still wanted to be able to practice with her teammates.
We can't have our usual fun practices after our last game, which is, I think people are really sad about it. It's definitely hard.
In a statement, the city's health director says, quote, "Now is the time to take extra precautionary measures in the face of rising cases nationwide and in Massachusetts." This comes as the Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs released new guidance for the winter season. As of now, winter sports are broken up into low, moderate, and high-risk categories, with some allowed to play games. Here you can see some of the sports listed for each category. For high risk, basketball and hockey games will be allowed to play, but no tournaments. However, wrestling is limited to practices and drills. Under the new guidance, every athlete is required to wear masks at all times, and fans can watch the games, but there is a 50% capacity. For Rachel, she hopes come spring she will be able to play her other favorite sport, softball.
I feel like because it's a less contact sport, it should be closer to normal than field hockey was. So I'm hoping we'll be able to still get out there on the field.
And the suspension in Northampton goes into effect this Friday. Live for Western Mass News, I'm Sarah Granelli.
Sarah, thanks for that live report. Dozens of Minnetonka students are now in quarantine after attending parties over Halloween weekend. Wilbraham health officials say 2 students at Minnetonka High School have tested positive for COVID-19. The school department has switched to a remote learning model at least through Tuesday, as more than 40 students are now in quarantine. As Thanksgiving is just around the corner, officials are reminding everyone to stay vigilant about gatherings, as one celebration could become a super spreader event.
In a time of, a healthcare crisis, and the cases are only increasing. People are going to come from all over the place to get together, and you don't know what they're going to bring with them.
Parents will be notified either Tuesday or Wednesday about whether classes will resume in person on Thursday.
And for more coverage on the coronavirus emergency as it develops, log on to our free Western Mass News streaming app. The city of West Springfield has seen an uptick in car break-ins overnight, and police are asking for your help in finding leads.
And as they work to find answers, they're also reminding the public to lock their doors. Western Mass News reporter Sabrina Riley has more.
Ashton Demas tells Western Mass News he and his family were woken up around 4 Monday morning by a knock on their door from the West Springfield Police Department, informing them they had been a target of overnight car break-ins.
We had 5 cars parked in our driveway, and 2 of them were broken into. Luckily, there was nothing of value inside.
And they weren't alone. The West Springfield Police Department saying this happened in multiple areas, including Dewey Street, Rogers Avenue, Bear Hole Road, and the surrounding neighborhoods.
You wouldn't think that they'd come into this type of neighborhood and do that. You think you're always well protected.
In all instances, no damage was done to the cars, but they believe they were all simply left unlocked.
The cars that were locked were not messed with. It seems like they were just maybe checking the handles, and if it opened up, they'd take a peek.
West Springfield police saying they were first made aware of the situation when a homeowner caught a break-in in progress and watched the suspect flee in a gray sedan. Other than that, information is limited.
If anyone knows anything, saw anything, I know it was early in the morning, but any information would be huge, and let's get these people.
And if you have any information at all, or perhaps some video surveillance footage, you were asked to contact the West Springfield Police Department, specifically Detective Burke. For Western Mass News, I'm Sabrina Riley.
Will the Patriots finally break their losing streak? I'm Kayla Burton. Next on Western Mass News, we're getting answers from the team ahead of tonight's big game.
Plus, later, many Americans say they've experienced high levels of stress following the election. How putting your phone down can make a difference. Janna?
And after last week's very dry weather, we do have more rain on tap as we go through the next several days. We'll take a look at all the details after the break.